Hey guys, what's good? JJJBoxing here, and today I want to talk about Oleksandr Usyk versus Tyson Fury. Now, this fight, it's not set in stone yet. I know the betting sites though have it scheduled for December 31st, but that could obviously change. We don't know if it will go through yet, but if I had to guess, knowing both of these fighters and hearing what I'm hearing, I think it is going to happen. I just can't see why it wouldn't happen at this point. The money's there, the belts are there, both guys want it, and I think it's going to happen. So expect it if it does happen at the end of the year. I think that's what they were talking about. If not early next year, the latest, I guess you could say. Um, but I think they were talking for December. But anyway, who would win this fight? Obviously, Fury has Ngannou coming up. What is that, November, I think? He will be fighting Francis Ngannou. And that fight is that a real fight or is that an exhibition? Because on BoxRec they don't have it even listed as coming up. So, but yeah, that fight will be in November, and if all goes to plan, which I can't see why it wouldn't. If Tyson Fury though wants to put on a show and he wants to go rounds, so be it. If he wants to knock him out, he probably will. So, yeah, it's more of a spectacle. And I'm not hating on Ngannou for he wants the payday. Sure, right? He's testing himself against the arguably the best heavyweight boxer of the last since Lennox Lewis, pretty much you could say, and Klitschko. Um, so yeah, like can't knock on him for wanting that, but it's going to be a tough task, obviously, for Ngannou to even remotely be competitive. But yeah, so after that, we'll have Fury versus Usyk. And for all the belts, all the marbles, IBF, WBA, WBO, WBC, IBO, Ring Magazine, lineal champ, the champ who beat the champ who beat the champ who beat the champ, will be on the line. Who pretty much the best fighter, heavyweight fighter of this era will be on the line. I already called Fury the best, like I just said previously. I think he's the best fighter since Lennox Lewis and Klitschko. He obviously beat Klitschko, one of the Klitschko brothers. The better Klitschko brother, I'm pretty sure, right? The one that was on the 7-year reign that he dethroned him. He was the first one to dethrone him, not Joshua, just to let you guys know. Fury was the one to do that. And then he went into that depression, though, after that fight. So, people forget, right? Fury was that guy back then, and he's still that guy now when he came back. So, yeah. It's for all the marbles. And, huge paydays for both. I don't know where it'll take place. I assume it's going to be Vegas or the UK at Wembley or something. I haven't really looked into what venue it would be because nothing's in stone yet. But I assume they would want to have it either in Vegas or at the Wembley Stadium in the UK. That makes sense, right? It'd probably be the T-Mobile Arena or maybe MGM. But it doesn't. The MGM doesn't hold as much, so I don't know. But let's get into it. Who would win this fight? Fury, Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King, or Usyk, Oleksandr Usyk. What's his nickname again? I forget his nickname. Yeah, but yeah. So let's get into it. In my opinion, after seeing the fight that he had with Dubois, people are going to be leaning more towards Fury, which I can understand. But this really didn't change my outlook on the fight at all, to be honest. Before the fight, after the Dubois fight, nothing's changed for me. And I don't even think it made me feel like Usyk would do worse against Fury at all either, which some people probably will. They'll probably favor Fury even more after the Dubois fight. Me, personally, no. I have to account that I forgot to talk about in my last video about the low blow or legal. Was it legal or low? Which I thought it was legal. But the canvas was very wet. It was raining. Actually, when I watched it back in HD, the highlights, and you could actually see the rain better than when I was watching it on stream. You couldn't really see the rain. You could hear their feet squeaking. But I didn't know it was raining that hard, actually. That definitely affected Usyk's performance since he is a footwork type fighter. So you have to put that into account. But yeah, so other than that, this fight didn't change my opinion. I think Fury will beat Usyk. He's big, he's strong, he's skilled. His mentality and it's just he adapts. He's just a smart guy in there. He knows what to do. Like, he adapts to any situation, he adapts to any style, and he'll use whatever style, he'll use whatever tool in his box that he needs to beat a guy. And it was proven with the Wilder trilogy. Fury was known as a boxer. He would use his size on the outside more, the jab, and just use his long arms to win on points. And then when people start saying, not even people, but I think when he realized that going backwards against Wilder was actually not smart, he actually figured that out, that look, yeah, I'll win rounds, but I might get clipped by his right hand by doing this. It actually might be more beneficial if I push Wilder back, since maybe he's not good at fighting on the back foot, which he did in the second fight, and what do you know? He knocks out Wilder, and Wilder doesn't even do any of the sort of damage he did in the first fight. And that just shows you that he thinks in there and he adapts, like that he would know to do that. And obviously the third fight he took, like, even though he beat Wilder the most convincingly in that fight, Wilder did get a lot of knockdowns in that fight. You could say he had more success in the third fight, Wilder, than in the second fight, even though he got knocked out more definitive in the third fight. But I think Wilder adapted too. He got better, so. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is Fury can box or he can be a knockout puncher now. We know that after the Wilder fights. He has knockout power, he has size, and he can use it either his size on the outside with his reach, or he can use it on the inside and bully you and break you down and weigh down on you with his big body. So how is Usyk gonna adapt to both of these strategies that Fury implements at will, and can implement both styles as the boxer or the puncher? It's not like Fury only does one good. He does both equally good. So Usyk has to figure out a way somehow, be on the best performance of his life. He has to outbox Fury. Because I don't think he can knock out Fury. If Wilder can't knock out Fury, how is Usyk going to knock out Fury? That's going to be almost impossible. But obviously everyone's got a puncher's chance at the heavyweight division, so you can't count it out. But in my opinion, his best shot is boxing Fury. And how are you going to box Fury when Fury just knows how to use the real estate of the ring with those long arms? Or he can just bully you. How is Usyk going to handle the huge body on him in the close quarters? Or the reach from the outside? Either way, I think Usyk's going to have trouble. But if I had to pick one scenario, I would say Usyk would have more trouble if Fury uses a more bullying style like he used to Wilder. That will give Usyk more trouble. I think if Fury tries boxing him on the outside, Fury will still have the advantage, but I think Usyk will land more shots that way. And if you actually did see the Joshua and the Dubois fights, clearly Usyk is at a strength and size disadvantage. You can see most recently in the Dubois fight that he can be bullied on the inside, and with the physicality of the other guy, you can clearly see that with Dubois landing the good body shots and the good head shots that were clearly having a good effect on Usyk. So I think Fury using the bullying style on the inside will give Usyk more problems than if Fury wants to just use the boxing style like he did before for most of his career. So I don't know, like, can Usyk get it done? Yeah, he has to be perfect. And even if he is perfect, Fury has to have the worst outing, and he's got to get clipped good and he's got to hurt Fury somehow. I don't know. It's going to be so tough, and if Usyk can pull it off, it will probably be one of the best victories that anyone's ever done in boxing, to be honest, if he can do this. It's just, I don't think anyone's going to really, the betting odds are going to be pretty heavily favoring Fury. And I can see why, even though Usyk is such a skilled boxer. Fury has just proven everyone wrong time and time again. He's adapted to any style. Like those Wilder fights, that trilogy really cemented what Fury can do, the versatility of him. And that's why it will be hard for Usyk to do anything. Because now we know Fury's got more than just boxing in his tool bag. So, yeah. What does Usyk got to do? He's got to use the footwork. He got to stay away from Fury. And try to avoid the long arms of Fury while landing his straight left hands and using his footwork to get out of the way as he exits after his combination. He has to get out of the way of Fury's. That's pretty much what he has to do, the game plan. He has to be perfect, and the footwork is key. And for Fury, for him to win, he doesn't even have to have his best outing to win, I don't think. But I think if he uses the style he gives against Wilder and he just bullies, I think he will win by just pure physicality of his body weighing down on Usyk, getting closer and closer each round. He might lose the first couple rounds, but eventually his heavy body and his mental and physical pressure will weigh on Usyk. But we all know Usyk is mentally strong. We've seen him coming back in the Dubois fight. So you got to give him props for having heart and will. But this is a totally different guy he's facing. He's facing a guy who's probably the mentally strongest guy in the division, coming back from the dead pretty much in Wilder and in real life. So I would say it's probably the two mentally strongest guys in the division going at it, Usyk and Fury. I think Joshua, Dubois, they showed mental lapses and weaknesses throughout their careers. Wilder, though, I would say, actually, no, Wilder's really mentally strong. You got to put him there. Yeah, so I just think the physicality of Fury will weigh down on Usyk as the fight goes on. Usyk might win some rounds, right, early. He might be winning the fight halfway in, who knows. But eventually Fury will get to him and break him down and knock him out, is my opinion. Just like he did to Wilder. I know Wilder's a different style, but in my opinion, I think Fury has adopted that bullying style really well and has really sits down on his shots now. But maybe he wants to box Usyk. Maybe he does. I think that would be better for Usyk, though, because I feel like Usyk will win more rounds and he won't be taking as much damage if Fury decides just to box from the outside against him and prove that he's the better boxer. But I can't see why Fury wouldn't want to just go in for the kill. Like, he's fully adopted that Kronk style of knocking guys out. So Yeah, he's got the reach, he's got the size, he's got the skill, he's got the heart. He's a massive man and he moves like a light heavyweight or a light heavyweight. Yeah, he moves like a lighter heavyweight or a light heavyweight. So yeah, Usyk's got to be on his toes the whole fight to win this fight, and he needs everything to go right perfectly, 100%. He might need a miracle. But guys, let me know. Do you think the fight will get made, and who do you think will win? Let me know who do you think will win this fight. Um, what will it do if Fury? Like I said, if Usyk wins the fight, it'll be one of the best wins of all time, in my opinion, in the heavyweight division. If Fury wins, it won't be one of the best wins of all time, but it will definitely purely cement him. If not, he already is the best heavyweight of the last 15 years, 20 years. Uh, Him and Lennox Lewis and Klitschko are probably the best heavyweights the last little while. Obviously, there's still Joshua out there that he would have to get that win as well. But since Usyk beat Joshua already, he beat him twice. Um, yeah, I think that's all they would do for Fury. It would just re-clarify what we've been saying. So it won't. It will obviously increase his resume. It's still a good win for him, but I feel like Usyk, it's a bigger win for Usyk than it is for Fury. Um, but yeah, this will be for all the belts, and it will be a big event, that's for sure. Um, yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. This is Triple J Boxing. Let me know what you think about this fight, and take care, guys.